I know since we've been here together, we've never had a group of kids still so excited to keep practicing. Usually right now they're about done, and I haven't felt that at all from these kids. They're still continuing to want to be here and get better right now.
Players that love to practice is a great thing. Coach Traylor approved in Big Board Sports. After shocking the Kings Sunday night 142-134 in overtime, the Spurs will look to knock off the Suns tonight. Phoenix is fourth in the Western Conference and winners of 5 in a row. The Spurs beat Sacramento despite Devin, Jeremy, and Keldon all sitting on the bench in street clothes. Trey Jones, Julian Champagnie, Dominic Barlow all had career nights, and Doug McDermott lit up the Kings for 30. The Spurs stepped it up and they kept it going even in overtime. So what does that say about this team?
Every single night, it doesn't matter, who we have in the lineup, we're going to compete at all costs. We got guys that are hungry, and guys are trying to prove things every single night, continue to learn, continuing to grow. And so every single night we're going to come ready to play. We're going to try to, compete as much as we can, try to do all the things we know how to do the right way, and let the rest take care of itself. But yeah, every single night we're going to come out and compete and give it, all we got.
Suns will host the Spurs at 9 tonight. First half highlights on the Night Beat. Spring football is winding down for the UTSA Roadrunners, and a bunch of guys are getting their first taste of the 210 triangle of toughness and the culture pillars. I'm talking about the 2023 signing class, which totals 25 student athletes. That's 13 from the high school ranks and 12 transfers. Running back Rocco Griffin transferred in from Vanderbilt, and defensive back Elliot Davison from Incarnate Word. So what's the transition been like for them?
Biggest thing was really just a better opportunity for myself, but it was also going to a school where I know I can thrive and I can flourish. So I think that's what really led me here, and they have a great culture. They've been here for 2 to 3 years, and it's been a lot of success. The players love it here, so I think it just led me to this location.
Coming in initially, I feel like my first job is to get the playbook down for myself, but also to really just push the room. Because, like I said, UTSA has had past success, but you always need people to come in and push you to that next level.
Roadrunners are closing in on their spring game Friday, April 14th, 6:30 p.m. at the Alamo Dome. 2 weeks ago, we stopped by the University of the Incarnate Word for Cardinals Pro Day. Star players Lindsey Scott Jr. and Taylor Grimes were among the Cards on hand going through drills for NFL scouts. Both guys were recently drafted by the Pittsburgh Maulers in the 2023 USFL draft. Now, if Ward gets selected by an NFL team, then he has the right to join them instead of the Maulers. So how does that work?
They draft your rights, and you're allowed to go through this process. If you make it to an NFL team, then congratulations. But at the end of the day, if you want to come play for the USFL, they have your rights, and that's the team that you'll go play for. So I think this journey's been so long for me, and I feel like after just a tremendous season, I don't want to take my shot at the NFL and see where I land. And if things don't work out, then USFL is always a good option as well. So just wanted to put all the work in and see what happens.
Scott passed for more than 4,600 yards and had 71 total touchdowns last season. No matter where he goes, that squad is getting a very talented quarterback.
Can he play for the Brahmas this weekend? That's my question. They
need some quarterback help.
They need him.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Larry.
Thank you. And we'll be right back with our KSAT Q&A after the break. Welcome back. As many of you know, there is a lot going on in San Antonio, so we want to talk about that.
Yeah, and who better to talk about it with than the mayor of San Antonio, Ron Nirenberg, joins us. Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for joining us.
Good evening, all.
It seems as if those for and against Prop A, it seems like it's maybe solidifying a little more on those who are for it, those who are against it. At least 3 chambers have come out against Proposition A. The San Antonio Police Officers Association has come out against it. The Texas Organizing Committee has come out in favor of it. I know in the past you have not taken a stance on Prop A. Has that changed tonight?
Well, I will tell you, there's a lot in there. But what troubles me is the lack of consequences for theft, up to $750, and property damage up to $2,500. That's not pocket change. Prop A, unfortunately, ignores the victims, from small businesses to nonprofits to really any working family who wakes up to a smashed car window. Our courts have been doing great things with diversionary programming, helping low-level offenders avoid jail time, but the structure they need and ensure victims are made whole at the same time. And that leads me to really a second major objection to Prop A. It's trying to solve problems at the wrong level of government. If we want to end mass incarceration, which is a mutual goal, then we need to work at the state and federal level. We can't legalize marijuana at the city. That's clear. As Prop A suggested we can, we just can't do that. But voters need to know that our DA and our courts have made great strides in reducing penalties and punitive measures for what in most cases really shouldn't be a crime. Voters also need to know that we've banned chokeholds and no-knock warrants in the police manual. And the City Council recently passed a resolution supporting women's reproductive rights. But we need to work at the state level in order to get those rights restored. That's why I'm encouraging voters to do their research on Prop A before they go vote, and then join me in voting against Prop A. In San Antonio, we don't ignore victims of crime, and we have to be honest with voters about the appropriate levels of government to get the changes that we see.
So just to be clear, you're a no when it comes to supporting Prop A as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reasons, again, the consequences of, or the lack of consequences for those low-level crimes that ignore the victims of theft and property damage. And again, inappropriate level of government to be seeking the changes that are suggested by Prop A on marijuana and reproductive rights.
Mr. Mayor, when we first talked about this, when it was first ratified, we talked about, your position on it. I know there were some things in there that you were in favor of. Why did you decide to make a stance now?
Well, so let me be clear. I am in favor, and I've been very clear about our support for women's reproductive rights. And in fact, we passed a resolution at the council in support of that. But the changes to restore those rights happen at the state level. And also with regard to legalization of marijuana, our court system, our DA have been making strides with regard to ensuring that there's alternative forms of justice. But in order to legalize marijuana, to decriminalize marijuana, that's a state and federal issue. That's not something that we can do at the city level, despite what Prop A is suggesting. And then again, when we go into the issues of theft up to $750 and property damage under $2,500, it's a real concern that there's a lack of consequences if Prop A would be passed, ignoring the victims of crime, which are families, nonprofits, small businesses. And there are ramifications to that we just can't support.
So, but when it comes to the issues of abortion, especially, you're saying that those problems are usually dealt with, or those issues are usually dealt out at the state level. That's not going to happen in Texas.
Well, it will happen when people vote their values. And, again, polling has shown that people support access to reproductive rights for women, and also that there is a need to update the laws on marijuana. And people need to vote accordingly when they look at their state ballot and who they're putting into office that have authority over those laws. But again, these issues cannot be solved at the local level, as Prop A suggests.
But cite and release is nothing new. I mean, San Antonio's been doing that. Bexar County's been doing that. So that's something that's
Sure.
been happening. I'm trying to get a grasp, because I know when I first asked you, you said, I'm not really going to take a position. There's things I like. There's things I don't like. Tonight, you're coming out and saying you are against Prop A.
That's clear because, number one, what I said from the very start was that people need to read through what they're voting on. Remember, this petition was 11 pages long. When people go to the polls and they read through the Prop A prompt, it's going to be about 2 pages long. So there's a lot of stuff in there that go beyond the headlines of marijuana and abortion and reproductive rights. When you go down in the details, and hopefully, again, as I've suggested, people need to go and educate themselves on what they're voting on. I hope they join me in voting against it, because once they read what's in there, it's a lot more than those headline issues. With regard to cite and release, we have a cite and release program. This goes well beyond what was intended in prohibiting officers from making arrests, really a lack of consequences for theft up to $750 and property damage up to $2,500. Who are the victims of those crimes? Small businesses, nonprofits, working families. And without consequences, that's not what cite and release was intended to do.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Thank you.
Yeah, so, let's talk about small businesses since you just brought that up. A lot of small businesses along the St. Mary Strip, we've been talking about this for months and months and months, have been very hurt by the construction delays and all of that. What's your position on that now? Because we do know that a lot of those businesses did apply for grants, anywhere from $10 grand to $35,000, but not all of them got it.
That's right. So my position is what it has been is we need to get those projects done as quickly as possible. This has dragged on way too long. I know traffic is beginning to open up back on St. Mary's, and we, the entire city council has supported additional small business grants for those small businesses that have been impacted by not just COVID, but the 1-2 punch of COVID, then construction delays, construction costs. Those grants are being distributed now. Part of that is to ensure the grants are going to those businesses that have had a significant revenue loss. So those are part of the eligibility criteria that were approved by the city council. But that relief is coming. It's being given out now through the committee that approved those grants. So we're doing everything we can to help support small businesses. And we also need to do what we can to avoid unnecessary, unintended consequences.
Are you satisfied with the state of St. Mary's, the road right now that runs through a lot of these businesses in the Strip? Is this what you expected when you said, I'd like this done by late March, early April? Absolutely not.
What I expect is that project get done. So anybody that's satisfied with the project as it is, I would say we're not done until those orange cones are removed. So we need to get that project done as quickly as possible. I understand this is a process. There's a lot of work that needs to take place, underground utilities, streets, sidewalk repair, the whole thing. It's a major reconstruction. So this is not easy work, but we want to get that whole project done. And so until that happens, we're not going to be satisfied. But hopefully those orange cones will be removed soon enough, and we will enjoy the fact that we finally got this project done, because there's a lot of streets all over town that have suffered in disrepair with us not investing in those streets and, without these major reconstruction projects. So they need to get done. They will get done, and we won't be satisfied until they are done.
Mr. Mayor, before we go, we do have about 15 seconds left. So if you could tell us, do you have another date now for when you think those projects are going to be done on the St. Mary Strip?
So I have not had a new date given to me by the construction offices. Again, this is part of the operations of the city. But if we're looking for a new date on the additional construction that's remaining there, I will certainly talk to the city manager and get that clarification.
I know there's a lot on the agenda that's coming up with the San Antonio City Council in the next couple of days. Unfortunately, we're out of time. We will, of course, cover those over the next few days. But Mayor, I always appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be right back. Former President Donald Trump pleading not guilty to 34 counts of false statements and business records. Trump arraigned today in Manhattan. He's planning to meet with supporters in Mar-a-Lago this evening.
And a one-year-old child is in critical condition after being hit by a car. SAPD says the child got out of the car after their mother had a, quote, disturbance. We didn't get many details on that, but that's what they said. The driver that hit the child did stop to help, so that person is not expected to face any charges. And San Antonio fire officials investigating an overnight fire at a mobile home. Happened around 1 a.m. near Loop 410 and Marbach Road. The mobile home was actually for sale, and it was supposed to be delivered to its new owner today.
A woman in custody after stabbing a man. It happened at a home on the city's west side. The police department says the woman stabbed that man while they were fighting. She's charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. You can find these stories and more right now on KSAT12, and that's your 60-second recap.
All right, and now we take a live look outside where, it looks grayer than it did even 20 minutes ago. 85 degrees out there right now, and we are getting ready for some changes coming our way.
Yeah, you have a jacket and an umbrella ready to go for the days ahead. You're going to need it. One storm popped up on the radar recently. We're going to take a look at that, see where it's headed, and talk about those good drought-denting rains we're expecting in just a bit.
There are three words that Adam just said. He said drought-denting rain. That definitely got me to pay attention.
Yeah.
We like that combination.
We do
Yes.
like drought denting, yeah.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
Drought busting's even better, but we've
Yeah.
got a ways to go, and we don't want it all at once. That doesn't end well all the time, right? It can be too much of a good thing all at one time. But yes, some drought denting rain is on the way, but it's going to be chilly relative to this time of year. So have the long sleeves or a jacket ready to go. Let's take a look at the radar. One thunderstorm popped up just southwest of San Antonio. That's really just isolated in nature, and even a few showers south of it in Maverick County headed toward Carrizo Springs and Crystal City area. Otherwise, around San Antonio, we are looking dry. This is actually moving pretty quickly, this thunderstorm, off to the northeast. And I do think it's going to sustain itself for at least another 45 minutes or more. But you look how far away it is from San Antonio. This one's probably not going to be affecting us. But you look to the south and there's a little more development down into southern Maverick County. So Crystal City, Carrizo Springs, you're likely going to get hit and clipped by one of these showers and brief thunderstorms. So this is headed to the northeast toward Uvalde County. And to time it out for you, it's not the most defined system, but we can at least give you a generalized idea of when it's going to get to some of those locations downstream. Sabinal at 8:02 p.m., La Pryor at 7:11 p.m. That's assumed it all stays in that same shape and holds up, but it will be kind of modifying a little bit as it tracks to the northeast. So this is some of that isolated shower activity that we're talking about, that 20%. And tomorrow morning, another 20% chance with a cold front that moves in. So isolated showers and storms popping up. And then the main event on Thursday and Friday. We're talking widespread off and on showers, so intermittent rain. Don't expect it to be continuous all day Thursday, all day Friday, but the showers coming and going. Here's our futurecast, and first thing in the morning, the rain starts to develop and then overspread our area, and then just coming and going for your neighborhood off and on, moderate to heavy at times as well on Thursday, and then I think a little lighter in nature as we go through Friday. Notice the futurecast just keeps us blanketed in areas of rain those 2 days. And within those embedded downpours, we could easily see good accumulations on the order of 3 inches or more. Now, I think disregarding those downpours, widespread accumulations of 1 to 2 inches is pretty likely around San Antonio. Lesser amounts farther to the west, closer to the Rio Grande, and higher amounts farther to the east as you get closer to Houston and even the Gulf Coast. But even some neighborhoods around town, I do think we could have those locally higher amounts than 2 inches. 86 right now, our temperature. Dew point is 67. We're feeling the mugginess in the air. That's going to change tomorrow as a cold front moves in. Cold front hits around sunrise. North wind kicks in, and these dew points are going to plummet. Much drier air is going to move in, so you won't be feeling that mugginess tomorrow. And this drier air is going to be combined with a very gusty wind out of the north. In turn, the fire hazard. If there happens to be a fire that develops, it will spread rapidly tomorrow. We're talking a north wind at 15 to 25, gusting to 40 miles per hour. That 20% chance of showers and storms in the morning gives way to sunshine into the afternoon, lower humidity later in the day, and then the rain kicks in as we get into Thursday and Friday. But tomorrow, high temperatures for the most part right around 80 degrees. 78 Stone Oak and Elmendorf, 80 for the high in Von Army. Look what happens Thursday and Friday, 60. That's it. Think of it this way. With the rain coming and going Thursday and Friday, it's going to feel like fall with temperatures in the 50s most of those days. And then we clear out and dry out for Easter at a sunny and comfortable 78.
Okay, looks good to me. Thank you.
We'll be right back. Now to the buzz, and a teenager from Michigan admittedly has huge feet. Eric Kilburn is 6 feet 10 inches tall and wears a size 23 shoe. He says he's had trouble finding a good pair of shoes that will actually fit him. Former NBA player Shaquille O'Neal heard about the shoe problem and reached out to Kilburn.
Now, you see, O'Neal has a shoe deal with Reebok, and the company sent Kilburn some shoes. Under Armour, by the way, also trying to help him, and Kilburn is pretty excited. He says that he's actually never had this many options before for footwear. So hopefully, if the shoe fits, Kilburn's going to wear it. A town in Pennsylvania is being taken over by Peeps. You know those marshmallowy Easter time treats that are delicious? Yeah. Well, this is all part of an annual art competition. Inside the visitor center at Peddler's Village, guests will find more than 130 marshmallow masterpieces that are currently on display.
Here's how the competition works. Anyone can submit their work of art in one of 3 categories: a diorama, a sculpture, or wall art. The only rule is every submission must be made with and inspired by Peeps. The winners of the 2023 competition will be announced this Friday.
It's about the only holiday candy I like. All right.
You like Peeps?
Yeah, I do. They're good.
Okay.
Only during Easter time. We'll be right back.
They're very divisive.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether you like them or not. I don't know. We'll be right back.
I vote yes.
Big changes coming. Starting the temperature drop tomorrow with a high of 79, so near 80 degrees, and windy tomorrow. Also, we're sweeping away the humidity, but there will be enough moisture in the air to generate some good soaking rain off and on Thursday, off and on Friday, tapering off by Saturday morning, and then by Easter Sunday. We just get to dry out, enjoy a beautiful day, partly cloudy and 78. This is great. We need this rain. We'll keep you updated.
No,
you tell them
sure.
excited?
Do you like Peeps?
No, I like to put them in the microwave, though.
You put them in the
Microwave?
Yeah, they blow up.
Do you like
It's
Peeps?
fun.
Let us know. We'll see you at 10.
I could